about the town center.
Yeah,
The biotechnology center we're proposing up there too.
With the white t-shirt standing over there next to that stool. Yeah. Could you just ask him, tell him Spruce wants him to come over and play drums just for sounds better.
So what? I'll be down here all the time too, Ritter.
Shut up, boy.
Oh, lucky dog.
I'm going to be at a meeting with them tomorrow at 1:30. That security guy.
Really?
He's on the Local Emergency Planning Commission. There's the afternoon. Boys are still have to get it. They've already applied for it. It really needs to be a heck of a turnout.
A week ago Friday, or Thursday, the university dumped about 15 loads of soil from underneath the Richland Avenue Bridge. I have here just a couple pieces of some of the trash that was in there. This is the smallest piece of plastic I could find. Some of them are about, I'd say, like this wide. I mean, they're literally hundreds of pieces of plastic. When Chuck Hulse, when asked why this was done, didn't have a very good response. Essentially, they just wanted a place to put the soil. The soil is along a road, along the proposed site for the road to the Biotechnology Center, so it seems fairly obvious that it's to be used for future grading purposes. When asked to meet with some students to discuss why the university had done this, Chuck Culp responded that it's not a matter of public debate or discussion. It would be a waste of my time to meet with you. And then you can already see the pictures. This is what occurred on Saturday. A rather minor aspect of this is the fact that the construction workers themselves left glass bottles, shattered styrofoam cups, plastic, cardboard, hamburger wrappers strewn about the area. Over about a 5-acre course of ground, there was severe defoliation. Apparently they were drilling borehole sites to determine soil structure so that preliminary development could commence on the upper income retirement home. And this is being funded by a nonprofit organization. We're currently gathering information on this organization and attempting to see what sort of action we can take. The placement is quite unsuitable. There are already open spaces. This land that was cleared is part of is regenerating and that butts the southeast side of the old apple orchard. There are some large oak trees which are in the middle of this development. You can't see them in this picture, but I think there's some in the other pictures. So I basically want to thank everyone for coming here today. We can get on with our first speaker, which is Andy Ladd. sorry, we don't have a microphone.
I'm going to talk about corruption. Corruption in that building. They're making decisions that affect our lives without our input. That is wrong. They lie. OU is lying to us. OU is lying to the community, the students, the Ohio legislature, the Ridges Advisory Board, the media. They're outright lying. In 1988, Alan Geiger, before the Ohio legislature, testified, our investors want to go through with developing the Ridges this summer. Geiger has never said who those investors were. There was no proof that there were investors that wanted to go through it. In 1983, to be able to acquire the land, the Senate was like wavering on the issue of whether or not they're going to give the land to Ohio University. The key thing that got them to give the land was he said 200 to 300 jobs were at stake. That was an outright lie. President Ping has said that he has no idea where Geiger got those numbers. He lied to Ohio legislators to get this land. That's corrupt. That's wrong. Tuition. For the last 6 years, they've been saying no tuition money will be used for this. 2 weeks ago, in the Post was reported that they have not counted out tuition as a possible funding means. For 6 years, they've been lying. They've changed their minds 2 weeks ago. This is wrong. My department is being cut. Probably every single one of your departments is being cut. They're going to use our tuition money to build a biotechnology center on our land. That's our land, 700 acres that we own. The Ridges Advisory Committee. This committee was set up by the Ohio legislator. It was mandated by the Ohio legislator to keep that building accountable to us. When it was set up, it was handpicked by the administration. That was all right. That's the way the legislator set it up. I don't agree with it, but that wasn't corrupt. What was corrupt about it is when they were set up, they were told they were not to discuss whether or not a biotechnology center was to go on the Ridges. They were only there to discuss how the plan would be carried out. That is corruption and that is wrong. The trespassing signs, they're lying. You go up on the Ridges, there's signs all over the place. No authorized personnel, no trespassing. Those are outright, those are wrong, those are lies. I've been in meetings with Alan Geiger myself where he said any student has the right to be on that land at any time. The only restriction is no overnight camping. The signs are supposedly there to deter vehicles, which makes sense to me. Why don't the signs say no motorized vehicles? They're there to keep people off the land. If people don't go up there and see the land, how are people going to get involved in the issue, incorporate it into their own beliefs, and fight it? They're specifically there to keep us from going up there. They're a scare tactic. Alan Geiger has said to students, meeting after meeting, we're allowed to be up there. He hasn't told that to grounds maintenance. I was up there, got harassed by grounds maintenance. He hasn't told that to the physical plant. He hasn't told that to OUPD. This is wrong. It must be changed. We must demand that he take those fucking signs down and tell OUPD to stop harassing students on the Ridges. No development. In a meeting about 2 months ago, 2 meetings, subsequent meetings, Alan Geiger said that there would be no development until fall. Absolutely none. Mike was just telling you about something that happened this week where they wiped out 5 acres of vegetation to do a preliminary geologic study dealing with putting up the high-income retirement home. That was a lie. Well, Alan Geiger is lying to the students. This is corruption. It has to be stopped. It has to be changed. We have to hold that building and the people in it accountable for their actions.